It's the Interprovincial Rugby Sevens tournament organized by the Western Provincial Council, and it's great to see the rugby being hosted here at Racecourse International Stadium. We see more than 20 teams participating in this Interprovincial Sevens tournament played for the Governor's Cup. Western Province Governor Air Marshal Roshan Gunatilaka inaugurated this initiative together with Sri Lanka Rugby, and currently we are seeing the 7th, 8th, 9th place encounter in the women's section, where Sabaragamuwa Province taking on Northwestern Province. North Central Province versus Uva Province. We have the 7th, 8th, 9th men's final coming up next, and after that we have the two plate finals. Sabaragamuwa Province taking on Northwestern Province in both men's and women's categories, while the two main finals will be played between Central Province and Western Province in both men's and women's categories in the cup finals. It's a hot and humid afternoon here in Colombo. We are seeing clouds hovering around the stadium, but dark clouds just outside of Colombo. Hopefully we will not see any rain in the course of the next 2 hours, where we will see these two, at least about 5 more games in this Interprovincial Rugby Sevens competition. These pictures brought to you by the Papare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, which is available on Dialog Television Channel 126, on Dialog ViU App, and on the Papare.com. Great initiative taken by Sri Lanka Rugby to promote rugby to the grassroots levels and see that the upcoming talent being given a platform to perform to the best of their abilities. So we will be back soon with the rest of the games. We have 5 more games lined up: the 7th, 8th, 9th men's final, then the plate finals in both women's and the men's categories, and then we will see the cup finals. This is an under 24 competition with all 9 provinces participating. So we will take a short commercial break and we will be back with live action.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා විකාශනයේ මෙතෙක් අත් නොවිති නව්‍යතම අත්දැකීම් සමගින් ක්‍රීඩා ටෙලිවිෂනයේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය The Papare TV Dialog ටෙලිවිෂන් නාලිකාංක 126 ඔස්සේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා විකාශනයේ මෙතෙක් අත් නොවිති නව්‍යතම අත්දැකීම් සමගින් ක්‍රීඩා ටෙලිවිෂනයේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය The Papare TV Dialog Television නාලිකාංක 126 ඔස්සේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව.
Back to the www.papare.com. We're here at we're live from the Racecourse grounds, Colombo, for the Governors Cup in the Provincial Rugby Sevens 2023. The 7th and 8th place final, where North Central is taking on Uva Province here at the Racecourse. Players take on the field. Joining me in the con box is Abdullah Yusuf. Good afternoon, Abdullah.
Good afternoon, and welcome to all our viewers here to the proper coverage of this Governors Cup. We're now just about to commence the 7th 8th phase final between North Central Province and UA.
Knock on from the set go. Scrum in favour of North Central.
Some wonderful footwork by the North Central Province fly half, who offloads to his partner for the first try. Some wonderful skill shown there. The North Central who draw first blood in this 7th and 8th place final.
Yes, Abdullah, that was some brilliant feat from the number 12 from North Central, and he offloads it to his number 1 to get them the first points.
So looks like we have an injury at the moment for one of the UA Province players. Hope it's nothing too serious. The physio is out having a look at him. Yes, it's an interesting. Once again, some good awareness to throw that pop-up pass to his supporting player. Go over for the first try. Yes, Roshan, coming back to this concept, interesting concept, giving exposure to all the provincial teams, and definitely benefit from playing in a tournament of this nature.
Yes, Abdullah, it's a great initiative from Sri Lanka Rugby and the Governors Union to get on with the rugby here in Sri Lanka. Uva Province player is back on his feet. It's a thumbs up from the physio, and conversion to follow for North Central.
So no mistake with the conversion. North Central will extend their lead 7 points to 0. Central Province kicking deep into the 22, safely collected. This ball's taken up by the UA Province. Some good defense by the lads in red. Applying some good pressure at the breakdown, but UA have done well to retain possession. Spreading the ball out wide. So far UA have players lined up in defense. Managed to keep their shape in defense, not rushing and eventually forcing the error by UA Province. So it will be a scrum right on the 22.
Second knock on from UA Province in this opening 2.5 minutes. And a scrum in favour for North Central once again. This time they got a scrum like that. They went on to score. Collections.
Yes, the good part of that play was by the North Central Province. They did not rush. They just held their shape. You could just see the UA players knowing that there's no way out, eventually committing the error. And now North Central Province had an opportunity, but the wing three-quarter just not being able to hold on to the ball. So it'll be a scrum on the right flank in favor of UA. Ball fed into the scrum. Clean strike. Some good pressure being applied by the North Central team defense. Pretty dangerous pass, and they have paid the ultimate price in conceding a try. It's not the part of the ground you want to be playing that kind of high-risk rugby. And again, Yoshan, you have to say that it was some very good defensive work by North Central. Just keeping their shape. They were not rushing again, and were just not being able to cope with the man in front of them, isn't it? It was just the visual pressure more than anything else that led to that try.
Not a successful conversion from North Central. Nevertheless, they lead this game 12 points to nil. To see the replay of that try. Mistakes from who have cost them a lot here. Not the best of offloads from that UA Province player.
Yes, the look on that UA, one of the UA Province players' face said it all. Now UA with an opportunity, keeping the ball alive. But they have turned possession over, and North Central Province with an opportunity to launch an attack. Ball loose, but yet keeping it in hand, and to beat that speedster. The wing three-quarter number 9 going over for North Central's third try. So the lead has been further extended. UA have just themselves to blame, turning possession over far too easily, and North Central have been good enough to capitalize on it.
Yes, indeed, as you see the replay. Wing three-quarter sprinting his way, beats one man, goes right down the post for North Central. Uber right behind the 8th ball here.
So we're just 1 minute in away from half time. North Central Province comfortably placed, 17 points to nil. Another nice hanging kick, well collected by UA Province. Some good bit of footwork. Some really good work. This is a good response by UA. Got to ensure that they get some points on the board. Done all the hard work. Will their wing three-quarter be able to put the finishing touches? Yes, he does. And that's the UA Province's first try. Managed to get the passes into the hands of their supporting players. That was the difference. And on the stroke of half-time, UA have hit back.
It was an important period of time for UA to come back into the game. They've finally got underway, but they have a mountain to climb here against a very good looking North Central team. Conversion to follow for Uwe, where the stroke of half time. Successful kick will keep them at 5 points heading into half time. North Central leading this game 17 points to 5 over Uwe. And this is the first half highlight package. It's a costly mistake, the knock on, and then it was brilliant work from the number 12, offloaded to the number 1 to complete that first try for North Central. This was the costly mistake from that offload pass. Well, very well done by North Central, and this was the wing 3/4 going in straight under the post for North Central to get that third try in the game. Province got into the game with and that's your halftime confirmation. North Central 17, Uwe Province 5. We will go into a small commercial break and be back with the second half action.
ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා විකාශනයේ මෙතෙක් අත් නොවිති නව්‍යතම අත්දැකීම් සමගින් ක්‍රීඩා ටෙලිවිෂනයේ සම්ප්‍රාප්තිය The Papare TV Dialog Television නාලිකාංක 126 ඔස්සේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව.
Welcome back to the live action from the Racecourse grounds for these Inter-Provincial Rugby Sevens Governors Cup. Showing live action from the 7th and 8th final between North Central and Uwe Province. Not the best of starts for Uwe Province.
Yes, it's a missed opportunity really. Uwe giving the initiative right back to North Central Province. They did the hard work in getting that score just before half time, but needed to at least play the territorial game by putting a good kick-off, but they didn't, and now they have managed to turn possession over, and looks like North Central are going to go over for their fourth try. Some very well recycled possession. So number 12 again creating for his team. It'll be their number 1 who goes over. So whatever initiative or momentum that Uwe would have got just on the stroke of half-time has been lost as a result. And North Central Province have once again extended their lead. Conversion to come. So it will be 24 points to 5 in favor of North Central.
North Central doing what they were doing, just dominating this game. Once again, that number 12 for North Central, he's been the main man for them in this game.
Yes, very much the playmaker. He's been in the thick of everything that North Central has done in this game. Scored a good try, but has created a couple as well. So we need to once again hit back immediately. Again, a pretty wayward pass. Again, who are finding themselves bogged in their own 22, and again the defensive pressure applied by North Central, forcing an error. So scrum inside the 22.
Once again, a very dangerous place in the ground to have a scrum. And as most of the game, they are once again in a shuttle here. They will have to get out of jail. But once again, here goes North Central. And there goes the big number 12. Goes on his own, and North Central getting their 5th try right under the post is their number 12 for North Central. Now running away with the game is North Central here. Conversion to follow. Successful conversion as well for North Central. Will be 31 points to 5, and this is the replay from that 5th try. Big number 12. It's big in stature and fast as well.
Yes, he's shown quite a bit of good game sense as well. Very well built young lad as well. So few clubs, no doubt, will should look with a bit of interest to get him in their squads, Roshan, you think? Because he definitely got the sense and the skill as well, and well built physically as well. Be the ideal number 12, inside centre. Got some good distribution skills as well.
Yes, Abdullah, as we have seen in this game, he's been he's surely a quality rugby player. So most of the clubs will be having an eye on these players who have taken the ground during the day. Again, here goes Uber Province trying to get out of jail. High hanging kick to no man's land, but scrappy collection from North Central, but nevertheless it goes North Central once again, and big thumping tackle. North Central once again ranked, and they go for another touchdown.
That's a real quality finish, you'd have to say. Kept the ball alive and did extremely well. Uva tried to change the tactics by kicking ahead. I thought the chase was pretty good, but North Central just being able to retain position, and when they do have position, they are much more composed. They do understand where their support players are. A big hit, but nonetheless North Central managing to retain position and going over for their 5th try.
Absolute dominance from North Central in this 7th and 8th place final. Heading into the final minute, Uva Province will look for a consolation try here. So they haven't bought their A game here. But on the other side, on the other hand, North Central, they have been playing a quality brand of rugby here. Courtesy their big number 12. He's been the pinnacle of things for North Central. Deep kick there. Pressure on the Uva Province player, but he gets out of the way. Good defensive work coming in. Just pushes him to the line out.
Yes, very clever. He realized that the player was running along the touchline, so didn't need to put in a tackle. Just pushed him out into touch. Good chase. Have a look at that once again. So it's intelligent play, using the touchline as his assistant defender. And line out here in favor of North Central. Good clean line out. North Central keeping the ball alive. They're men out wide. Again to the out speedster. Will he be able to put the finishing touches? Wonderful bit of footwork. And lovely inside pass. A wonderful finish. A wonderful try by North Central. To what has been a solid performance, a very polished performance both in attack and in defense. And with that try, they'll surpass the 40-meter mark with the conversion to come. Not successful, but no harm done. So North Central Province will take the 7th place in this Governors Cup Inter-Provincial Tournament. Time's up on our clock, but I'm sure there are a few seconds remaining. We'll have probably time for one more play. Who are again deciding to go to boot. Not quite sure that was the best thing to do. Yes, the referee says that the player was tackled in the air. North Central deciding to up the tempo of the game. Quick tap taken by their number 8. Passes the ball on. And some wonderful supporting lines. Sees their number 5 go over for another try. Who hands it off to his colleague to put the finishing touches. We have to say that this has been a really impressive performance by North Central, who had a glimpse of hope just on the stroke of the completion of the first half when they scored that solitary try, but North Central Province have just turned it on in this second half, and they will end up as victors, 46 points to 5.
Yes, that's your full-time confirmation. Our conversion was successful, so North Central win this game 48 points to 5 over Province. Absolute carnage from North Central in that 7th and 8th place final. These second half highlights. The tries gallored here. You see highlight package from that second half play. Next up we have the plate final in the women's segment, where Sabaragamuwa will take on Northwestern.
So it'll be Northwestern who kicked off. Sabaragamuwa with an opportunity to launch an attack. Taken into contact. Northwestern trying to take the ball, but their number 5 was not on his feet at all. So Sabaragamuwa with an attack, with an opportunity to launch an attack. Keeping the ball alive. Not holding on to possession. Northwestern have managed to pick up that loose ball, and their number 12 could go over for the first try. Yes, she definitely has the legs on the Sabaragamuwa cover defense. She'll go over for the first try. So Northwestern draw first blood in this plate final. Conversion not successful.
It's a replay. Speedster, and she had the legs to go on and finish that try right under the post. Northwestern with the early advantage here. Not the best of restarts, so Sabaragamuwa a chance to get back into the game.
Wonderful offload. Could Sabaragamuwa go over? No, but some good cover defense. Some really good skill shown by the burly prop forward of Sabaragamuwa to hand that offload. But Northwestern showing some good desperate defense to bundle the Sabrogamoa last out on to the touchline. So it'll be a line out in favor of Northwestern, just about 7 meters away from their goal line. Not straight. So it'll be a scrum in favor of Sabrogamoa, an opportunity for them to get their first points of the game. Good clean scrum. Number 8 picking up the ball, and it looks like number 14 had the opportunity to go over, but just short. But Sabrogamoa have managed to retain possession. She's got to look towards the right side, but no harm done. The number 13 will go over for the first try. So some good work by Sabrogamoa, responding immediately. Player on the right flank was open, but no harm done. Just looking at both these teams, the Sabrogamoa team definitely has a physical advantage, and Northwestern Province will have to manage for the next couple of minutes or so with 6 players, as one of their players have been yellow carded for a high tackle on the goal line. So Sabrogamoa will look to capitalize on that advantage. Northwestern have a breakthrough. Will they be able to go over? Looks like she'll go all the way. This is a real bonus for Northwestern, being down to 6 players. To get a score at the start is a definite advantage of those 2 minutes. They just need to try and slow the pace of the game down a bit. Just don't get the reason why they're taking these kicks from so far behind, isn't it? And it's just something which maybe the coaches should just have a word with them. Even at international level, they don't take it from so far behind. As we have a look at that try once again.
Northwestern responding back in good fashion after going down a player as well. And here goes Sabrogamoa. They are playing with a player advantage and not the best of offloads. And a scrum in favor of Northwestern.
Yes, they just needed to draw and pass, isn't it? There was a clear 2-on-1 situation. Just delaying that pass a fraction. And just trying to get the ball away with the tackle, which resulted in that forward pass. So another opportunity for Northwestern. They'd be pretty happy with the way they have coped with being down to 6 players. Big scrum by Sabrogamoa, but Northwestern have managed to retain possession, breaking a couple of tackles. Western trying to get the ball out to their supporting player, and has done very well, but again find themselves isolated. Sabrogamoa have managed to turn possession over, and on this occasion being deemed offside. So Sabrogamoa take the quick tap, needs to get the ball out wide, and looks like Sabrogamoa will go over for their second try. So good response by Sabrogamoa. Would have preferred not to have conceded that second try to Northwestern, having the 1-player advantage. Nonetheless, conversion successful, so it's 12 points to 10. So we have a look at that try once again. The number 7 for Sabrogamoa going over.
Sabrogamoa have responded every time they have conceded a try. Sabrogamoa have taken the lead for the first time in this game. This played final in the women's segment. As that's your half-time score confirmation. Sabaragamuwa 12, Northwestern 10. Sabaragamuwa have come back into the game really strong. This is the first half highlights. That was the try that drew first blood for Northwestern. Then Sabaragamuwa responded well with the try. And then once again Northwestern went on to score, and this was the final try before the half time. Sabaragamuwa moving into second half with a 2-point lead. It's going to be an interesting 7 minutes coming up in this plate final of the women's segment in this Governors Cup.
Yes, both these teams have just lacked a little bit of composure at crucial moments. North Central, or rather Northwestern, would have done well to hold on to possession when they were down a player, but forcing the issue, just a little bit of lack of experience, something which they will get better at the more they play these kind of tournaments. But they've got some elusive runners as well, isn't it, Roshan? And something which the development officials of Sri Lanka Rugby will look to take note of as Sabaragamuwa restart proceedings in this second half. Northwestern again taking the ball out wide. It's running across, running very lateral. Opportunity to launch a counter attack, but counter ruck rather, but Northwestern have managed to retain possession. Looking to get the ball out wide, but they go into contact.
Northwestern running sideways, tries to break that defense. Good defensive work coming in from Sabaragamuwa. Turnover ball. Quick tap taken from Sabaragamuwa. Once again, looks like a yellow card coming out. And Northwestern, for the second time in this game, they will be down to 6 players. It's again high tackle infringement. Sabaragamuwa. Good position for them in this game as they work that line, and going down to the third try for them. Good defensive tackles coming in. And Sabaragamuwa goes under the post for the third time in this plate final in the women's segment. They will increase their lead 17 points to 10 with a conversion to follow. Successful conversion. Sabaragamuwa began this game in the back foot, but nevertheless they have a lead here. Good substantial lead over Northwestern in this plate final.
Sabaragamuwa sitting pretty with a 7-point lead, but Northwestern, dare I say, have some good runners in their ranks who can pull this back. One of them on show there, the number 6. It's just that they're running very lateral, isn't it, Roshan? They're just not creating enough space for themselves to breach this Sabaragamuwa defensive line. Need to keep in mind that the downer player as well, so this cannot be easy on their part. It's the second yellow card they have got in this game. So Sabaragamuwa with another feed to the scrum. Nice clean strike. Spreading the ball out wide. No look pass. Finding the target. Good work by Sabaragamuwa. Showing some good game sense. That is their number 15. Getting the pop-up pass. Could they go all the way? Some good desperate defense by the number 12. But again, Sabaragamuwa girl doing extremely well. Releasing the ball. Getting back on their feet. Just need to get the ball out wide. They have the numbers. Deciding to go on the short side. Not sure that was the correct call. North Central Western girl was way offside. You'd have to say that was cynical. Lucky not to get a yellow card. Sabaragamuwa just need to go on the open side. Looks like the number 7 will go over for their 4th try. And further extending their lead, 22 points to 5. As we have a look at that replay once again. Northwestern Province defense in 6s and 7s. Sabaragamuwa further extending their lead, 22 points to 10. Conversion is successful, so it's 24 points to 10 in favor of Sabaragamuwa. It was a close game going into halftime, but 2 yellow cards for Northwestern, not helping their cause.
Yes, Abdullah, I think the 2 yellow cards have cost them the game here. And on the other hand, Sabaragamuwa have taken the advantage of that player down. They have scored each time they have gone into that 22 of the Northwestern players, and Northwestern trying to get back into the game, and looks like it will be a turnover ball.
That's just brilliant work at the breakdown, you'd have to say, by Sabaragamuwa. And they've taken the quick tap. Will they be able to get their another try? Some wonderful supporting lines and support communication by Sabaragamuwa enables them to go for another try, but it all started with that wonderful counter ruck. So have a look at that once again. That was a quick tap taken, which came about from that counter ruck. Lovely pop-up pass. Good communication. Number 26 going over for a try. Some good pressure applied at that ruck, enabling Sabaragamuwa, as we have a look at that once again. Just look how well Sabaragamuwa decided to attack the ruck. It's brilliant work by their number 15, completely catching Sabaragamuwa, the Northwestern team, unawares, and that's what resulted in that try. So some brilliant work and some good understanding as well. So knock on by Northwestern. Final 30 seconds of this game. Pretty much done and dusted. Sabaragamuwa will just look to try and apply a bit of pressure and put the icing on the cake, as it were, with another score. Definitely being the dominant team in this encounter. Deciding to kick it into touch, but not finding the mark. So it's a double knock on, and that will be it. Sabaragamuwa ending as convincing victors, and they will take the plate trophy of this Governor's Cup in the women's segment. It was a pretty close encounter up until halftime, but with the second half commencing and Northwestern conceding a couple of yellow cards, the game was pretty much taken away from them. So that's the final score, 29 points to 10 in favor of Sabaragamuwa, 5 tries to 2 with 2 successful conversions. So as we have a look at the replay once again, it was pretty close going into halftime as mentioned, but Sabaragamuwa got off the blocks extremely well and put on a show using their superior physicality and game awareness to good effect to score 4 tries in that second half. And they will take the plate trophy of this interprovincial tournament. So we are just about to commence the plate final between Northwestern and Sabaragamuwa in the men's segment. Joining me in the commentary box, back from India after a successful stint in the Cricket World Cup. Not the Sri Lankan cricket team, but the commentary stint, or the giving us regular updates on behalf of Papare is Damit. Welcome to the commentary box, Damit.
Thank you, Abdullah. It's a pleasure to be here as we see Northwestern Province trying to score the first try of this men's plate final. He knocked it on, and Sabaragamuwa will have an opportunity to defend their try line. It's a great initiative taken by Sri Lanka Rugby to promote grassroots levels of rugby in Sri Lanka, giving an opportunity to all these youngsters to showcase their sevens talent.
Yeah, absolutely, Damit. And the key here will be for them to identify the talent, isn't it? And try and get them into a proper program, try and get them to play a bit more competitive rugby at a slightly higher level than what they're used to, especially in the women's segment. We saw in the previous plate final, there were some players who had a bit of potential, maybe need to just brush up on their game sense and awareness, but the talent was there, something for Sri Lanka Rugby to look at. So it's a scrum for Sabaragamuwa in their own goal line, looking to run the ball, not the best option, but managing to get away. Some good work by their number 4, throwing a dummy. Some really good work by their number 9, recycling position, getting the ball out wide. This is good by Sabaragamuwa. Will their number 1 be able to go over? It'll be a fantastic try if they do. End-to-end stuff. Brilliant work by Sabaragamuwa to score the first try from their own goal line. Started from the initial break by their number 9 wing 3/4, and they recycle position brilliantly.
Supun Wijayatilaka, the try scorer for Sabaragamuwa Province. They draw first blood, and the conversion is not successful. Sabaragamuwa leading 5 points to 0. It's the Interprovincial Rugby Sevens tournament played for the Governor's Cup. This time it's been hosted by the Western Provincial Council, and in the future we will see the rest of the provincial councils hosting this competition. That was Sagar Sampath, the number 9, who made the initial breakthrough, and then finished off by Supun Wijayatilaka.
Yes, would definitely be in contention for the try of the tournament. When you run from your own goal line and score a try of that nature, definitely deserves some recognition. So Northwestern Province safely collecting position, now looking to launch an attack of their own. Number 7 making an initial break. Nice offload, but unfortunately not being able to hold on to possession. Sabaragamuwa will be looking to make it a double in terms of plate trophies. The women's team just managed to annex the plate trophy of their own with a rather convincing win over Northwestern in the previous game. The men no doubt will be looking to follow suit.
Yeah, after the completion of the plate segment, we will be showing the cup finals. It will be played between Western and Central. Another brilliant run from Sabaragamuwa. That time it's Pubudurana Singha number 10. He will now touch down under the post to score the second try. It has been a very hot and humid day here in Colombo. These players, they've been playing a lot of rugby throughout the day. And he converts the try. Sabaragamu now leading 12 points to nil. The next two games, Abdullah, being played by Western and Central, the two provinces which has the most number of rugby players, men and women.
Yes, the traditional powerhouses of Sri Lankan rugby will be up in the finals in both the women's and women's segments, so that will be interesting to see how that pans out. Before that, we have a plate final to complete. And Northwestern trying to respond. Managed to get the ball out to their number 3. Will he be able to go all the way? Yes, he does. So good response by Northwestern, going under the post for their first try.
Dulshan Ratnayaka, the try scorer. He ran nearly 80 meters to score that try. Brilliant run by Ratnayaka. That's the beauty of Sevens rugby. You can be up in a minute and down in the next. 12 points to 7. It's anyone's game here at Racecourse, Abdullah.
Yes, now it's just a minute to go for half time. Whoever scores next will definitely carry the all-important momentum into that second half. Northwestern will desperately want to, at the very least, ensure that they don't concede a try. There was a definite push there. Quite sure that was legal, but the referee has let it go. Sabaragamo, though, to their credit, have managed to retain position. Trying to launch another attack. Nice inside pass. Some good work at the breakdown. Just Sabaragamo player finding himself being isolated. Good work by the number 3 to pounce on that ball and get a penalty. So Northwestern will have the final say in this first half as we have a look at that once again. Just finding himself isolated, and looks like Northwestern will go over for another try, for their second try on the stroke of half time. Be 12 all, conversion to come, so an opportunity to go into the lead at half time. We just didn't see that coming after the first 3 or 4 minutes of this first half.
Lahiru Tennakon, he scored the try, and Sachit Udayanga converted just at the brink of half time. Northwestern, they've taken the lead 14 points to 12 here at Racecourse International Rugby Stadium. This is the Inter-Provincial Rugby Sevens tournament, the Governors' Cup, organised by Sri Lanka Rugby together with the Western Provincial Council. Here are the 4 tries which were scored in the first half. Sabaragamu scored 2 tries early on. They were leading 12 points to nil. Northwestern just in the last 2 minutes or so, they scored 2 converted tries, and they've now taken the lead. Some great awareness shown by Tennakon that time to score the 4th try of that first half.
Yes, game definitely on in this plate final. 12 points to 14. We saw 2 excellent long-range tries by both teams. So who will strike first in this second half will be crucial.
Northwestern kicking things off in the second half. Not a good collection by Sabaragamua. Now Northwestern with position. Ball retention is very important in sevens rugby. That's number 10. Giving away to the try scorer Ratnayaka.
There's some really good hands by the Northwestern lads. But good desperate cover defense, spoiling that move. Some good skill shown by Northwestern nonetheless. Throw in inside the 22 by Sabaragamua. Long throw, finds the mark. Sabaragamua retained possession. That ball is out of the ruck, but some good pressure applied by Northwestern. Sabaragamua, though, have managed to retain possession, have spread the ball out wide. Referee has his hands up for a penalty. It's advantage for Sabaragamua. Keeping the ball alive, but just going lateral. Good clear out by Northwestern, rather by Sabaragamua. Advantage for Northwestern, for Sabaragamua, because the Northwestern player entered from the side of the ruck. It's interesting to see the call that Sabaragamua do take. They decided to take the short tap. Kicking ahead, not the best tactic. Northwestern have managed to retain possession. Keeping the ball alive is the key. Referee has his hands up for an advantage for a high tackle. Siding to go to the boot, but not successfully nonetheless. There's advantage being played, and looks like Sabaragamua are going to lose a player to the bin as well for that high shot. Crucial 2 minutes for Northwestern. They have a 2-point lead. If they can score a try within the next 2 minutes, it will be crucial, but that was not the best of execution by them. Turn position over. Sabaragamua should look to just try and run the clock down, deciding to go to the boot again. Almost successful, but the ball goes into touch. So I think Sabaragamua will be worried too much about that. Just taking a few seconds away.
Yeah, it was Pubudurana Singh who attempted that rubber kick. Initially, it was Dilshan Basnaik who was yellow carded. Sabaragamua province ringing in the changers in the dying minutes of the second half. $14 points to 12. Sabaragamua still trailing by 2 points, having scored the first 2 tries of this game. They are still playing with 6 players. Northwestern. They got the ball. Great break from Northwestern Province, but they cannot hold on to the ball. Here's Sabaragamua once again, but he stepped out. Very unfortunate, isn't it, Abdullah?
But some good work at the breakdown by both teams, showing a lot of physicality and urgency. That's what you want to see. So Northwestern turn position and managed to get their line out. Not the best of line outs, but nonetheless they have a penalty because the Sabaragamua team did not be behind the 10-meter mark. Northwestern have taken the tap, spreading the ball out wide. Ball goes behind. Will their number 7 be able to go over? for the next try? Yes, he does. Some good work by Northwestern, capitalizing on having that extra man in their ranks and showing some good speed to go over for their third try. 19 points to 10 in favor of Northwestern.
Yeah, it was Bhavanta Veerasekara who scored the try for Northwestern Province. Could be the match-winning try, Abdullah. Sachit Udayanga to convert. He had the distance, but not the accuracy that time with the conversion. They still have a 7-point cushion, Northwestern Province. We're probably playing the last minute or two.
Yes, Sabragamuwa need to get hold of possession and just keep it with them as long as possible. Just a minute to go. Just cannot afford to turn possession over, but unfortunately the referee has come back for a forward pass, and that just could very well be the final nail in Sabragamuwa's coffin. So Northwestern will just slow things down. No need to rush it in any way. As the clock winds down, both teams prepare for the scrum. Here the final hooter, so Northwestern just need to get this ball into touch, and the plate trophy will be theirs, and that's exactly what they do. So Northwestern end up as plate winners in this Governors Cup Trophy tournament, and they have done extremely well in what has been a really close contest. Northwestern ending up as victors, 19 points to 12.
Sabaragamuwa, they scored the first two tries, took the early lead, but Northwestern Province scored two tries in the first half, and then the final winner in the second half to win the plate in this Governors Cup Inter-Provincial Rugby Sevens tournament. Sabaragamuwa women's team won the plate too, and Northwestern won the men's plate. Now it's up to the cup segment. We have Central and Western Plain. Here are the highlights from this men's plate final. Sabaragamuwa scoring the first two tries. And then that was Ratnayaka's try, the first one for Northwestern. Some brilliant work from Northwestern, and that was Veerasekara's try, the last one, the match-winning try for Northwestern Province. As the two teams in the cup segment, Central Province and Western Province, lines up to meet the chief guest. We'll take a short commercial break, and we will be back with live action in this cup segment of the Inter-Provincial Rugby Sevens played for the Governors Cup.
So welcome back to the racecourse as we prepare for the women's final between Western Province and Central Province. Both teams are being introduced to the dignitaries. Western Province team will be the team in pink, while Central Province will don the green jerseys. Joining me in commentary is Romario De Silva. Welcome, Romario.
Thank you, Abdullah. It's great to have some form of club rugby back, and it's good to be back in the box alongside you as we see the dignitaries go through their customary team introduction.
So both these teams have done well to qualify for this final. The traditional powerhouses of Sri Lankan rugby. So with that introductions completed, we'll commence this final.
Pradeep Indika will be the referee in charge of this cup final. So just to revisit, it'll be Central taking on Western. Central Province in green and Western Province in purple. The Inter-Provincial Rugby Sevens, the women's segment final. We are just seconds away from kick-off.
So it'll be Central Province to kick off. Cleanly collected by Western Province number 26. Storming run going over the 50-meter mark. Western have retained possession well, spreading it out wide. Number 17 seems to be a real speedster and looks like she'll go over for the first try. Just the start Western Province would have wanted. It's number 17 putting the finishing touches to that move. So it'll be Western Province who draw first blood in this final.
What a start and what a run down that far touch line. Once she was beyond the defensive line, there was no stopping her as she just put on the afterburners and sprinted away towards the try line and rounded it off under the post, making the conversion easier for her teammate. So Western Province with 7 points within just a minute as the number 19 restarts proceedings.
Central Province taking the ball up. Not quite sure that player was on his feet when going into the ruck, but nonetheless the referee has let it go, and Central Province looking to hit back immediately, but some good desperate cover defense by the Western Province number 19, stopping that near certain try. Good defense by that last from Western Province with the blue headgear, using the touchline to good effect. So a knock on by Western Province at line out time, giving possession over to Central Province.
Quite a few ladies from the CRNFC team seem to be in this Western Province outfit, while for Central Province many players from the other clubs. Unfortunate there on that occasion, not the best of feeds, and no clean ball coming out as the number 17 knocks it on.
Yes, we also need to keep in mind that this is an under 24 tournament. So a very much a development flavor to this event. It will be Western Province to feed the scrum. Referee has his hand out for an offside by the Central Province scrum half. Nice wrap around. Good defensive work by the Central Province lads, but Western Province managed to retain possession. Keeping the ball alive, handing it out to their speeds, the number 17. Will she have pace out wide? Yes, she does. She'll go over for her second try, and Western Province's second try as well. Well recycled position. Central Province just not being able to drift across in defense. And as a result, Western Province have just scored their second try.
Once she put on the afterburners, there seems to be no Central Province player able to keep up to her pace. And not once but twice it has been clearly visible as the conversion is successful. 14 points to nil with just over 4 minutes gone in this final.
So Western Province off to a commanding start. Important that Central Province try and get on the board as soon as possible if they are to stay in this final. That's much better, keeping the ball alive, but Western Province just drifting across well, holding their line. And Central Province making a slight break, offloading. Need to get the ball out wide. It looks like Western have their defensive patterns in place. Some good counter ruck. Wonderful work at breakdown time. Making the ball available. Will the number 26 be able to go over? She may not need to, because some wonderful supporting work by her teammates, and it's the number 15 who will go over for the Western Province's third try. Wonderful bit of support play by the ladies from Western Province.
Some great support coming in by all the players, and they somehow managed to recycle position without going into a ruck, keeping the ball alive, and that they proved to have one too many attackers for the defensive team, and Central Province unfortunately unable to stop Western Province from scoring their third try. The conversion, however, does not goes astray, as 19 points to nil in favor of Western Province, as they seem to be running away with this first half.
So Western Province kick off again, unfortunately knocked on by Central, but referees deemed that it came off the knee of the Central Province player, so it will be play on. Central Province trying to get something going, but the defense of the Western Province girls has been extremely strong. This occasion, good work at the breakdown, but number 19 of Western Province was not behind the line of the ruck. Not 10, so it will be another penalty for the Central Province lasses. Need to get some points on the board before half time.
Indeed, I think that will be paramount for them, as they are trying to break the Western defense. However, it's seeming to hold on quite firmly, and now the big prop in the number 26 jumper running down the near touch line, and by the looks of it, there seems to be no one able to stop her. The tackle comes in a bit late, but she somehow manages to dot it down and extend Western Province score further.
Yes, I don't think she saw that Central Province player charging from behind, but Fortunately for her, she had a few pounds on the chaser, so the impact of that tackle was not too detrimental in her efforts to get the ball down. So Western Province will go into half-time comfortably placed. 24 points to nil with the conversion to come. Conversion is not successful, so that's what it will be. 24 points to nil in favor of Western Province. So we'll come back to Racecourse as both teams get ready to recommence this cup final. Western Province comfortably placed 24 points to nil. Showing more composure, more finesse, more skill in execution of their skills. Hence finding themselves comfortably placed. Be the Western Province to recommence proceedings. Central managing to reclaim possession. Will try and manufacture something for themselves. Big counter-ruck by the number 26. But Central Province have done extremely well to retain possession, but unfortunately being bundled into touch, so position will be turned over.
Now it's pretty much just holding what they have. That's what Western Province should ideally be looking to do, and of course attacking on and off. But the win is all but secured. Quite unfortunate there. The line out doesn't seem to be functioning, and knock on, and the player was in front. Penalty in favor of Central Province.
Quick tap taken. Ball taken up. Central have recycled possession, need to get the ball out wide, but again the pass not finding the hands. Good swarming defense by Western. Have numbers out wide. They have done very well to turn possession over. Lovely switch pass. So number 15 will go over for their 5th try. Central Province defense all bunched up, not keeping their defensive structures in place. And with that switch pass, field completely opened up for the number 15, who was good enough to put the finishing touches.
Indeed, Lienege, the beneficiary, stepping in, coming back on the scissor cut back, and the defenders all but going the other way as Lienege extends Western Province's lead further. The conversion too was successful. 31 points to nil, as Western Province seems to be running away with it, and Central Province doesn't seem to be having any answers.
Yes, the class and experience showing in this Western Province team. You said that there are a few players from the CRNFC outfit playing here as well, so that experience of having played in the top division definitely showing here. I think it's important to try and get a team from the Central Province to continuously play amongst the top teams, namely the three forces and CRNFC, which are the only A division club teams currently playing rugby in the country. Central Province trying to find a hole in this Western Province defense, but to no avail. That's a high tackle if ever there was one, and looks like the referee will definitely go to the pocket. A reckless challenge. So Western will be down to 6 players for the next couple of minutes. Let's see whether Central have it in them to capitalize on that advantage. They have unfortunately turned possession over. But some good work at the breakdown. Central need to try and up the tempo of the game. Tap being taken.
Central Province unfortunately not having anyone to run straight and penetrate the defense, and I think that is really shown on the scoreboard as well. Lacking penetration, as we see the Western Province players, they have speed and they have quite a good rhythm, and they are sticking to some sort of a game plan, spreading the ball from side to side. And now Lienege gives it off, and the number 21 puts out quite a bit of a fend, and she goes over, rounds it off, or does she? Well, and no, she doesn't. Tried to be a little too cute there on that occasion, and embarrassed.
Yes, well, they could just shrug it off since they are 31 points to nil up, but in a final, you just don't want to do those kind of errors. There was no need for that. Just needed to place the ball down. May not cost her team the game, but it's a lesson for everyone watching this game. Over the try line, avoid contact, and just place the ball on the ground. And looks like the coach has replaced her as well. Few stern words are coming her way, no doubt. Big scrum by Western Province, but Central have done well to retain position. The number 12 takes the ball up, fends off, doesn't make much ground. Central just not managing to find the path. And it looks like it'll be a penalty for holding on. So another penalty for Western Province. Quick tap taken. Referee has his arms out for an advantage for not being 10 meters, but the Western Lasses will not need that, as I think it's Lienege once again going over for another try.
That was a lovely line run there by Saumya, and Lienege was at hand to take the ball, pick it up from the ruck, and run over. 36 points to, well, in fact 38 points it should be, to nil, as it's just a matter of time.
Yes, it's been a commanding performance by Western Province. Just haven't allowed Central to get into the game. From the get-go, they just seem to be in total control. The hooter goes as well, so this will be the final play of the match. Central will be looking to just try and get one score before this game ends, just to add a little bit of respectability to the score line. Again, just running across. Just not able to create anything. Once again, good work at the breakdown, forcing that knock on, and that will be it. So Western Province emerge victors in this Governors Cup Interprovincial Sevens tournament, ending up as convincing victors, 38 points to nil.
Indeed, 38 points to nil in favor of Western Province. Command in show, 6 tries, 4 conversions, as Central Province are handsomely beaten, and now it will be pretty much the same two teams featuring in the men's final, as we see the highlights of the first half. Number 17, she was unstoppable with her speed, running twice down the far touchline. Lienege managed a couple of scores for Western Province. The final try of the game was by Lienege, as 38 points to nil read the final score. We're going for a quick commercial break and be back with the men's final on the other side.
So we'll come back to the racecourse as we prepare for the final of this Governors Interprovincial Rugby Sevens. We are once again a Central Western affair. Just seen the conclusion of the women's segment between these two provincial teams, which Western won fairly comfortably. Let's see whether it will be a double or whether Central Province team will be able to spoil the party.
Nalin Lasanta with the whistle in the center, as Western Province sending the ball through the hands. Big number 13 putting on a fend and beating the first man, putting on a fend and beating the second man as well, and there will be no stopping him.
Just the start Western Province wanted. A couple of defenders, first breaching the first line of defense, and the sweeper as well to go over for the first try. So important to get onto the scoreboard early in a final. So conversion is successful. Western Province going to a 7 points to nil lead.
The restart, not the best of restarts, and free kick from the 50 meter mark. Here goes the Central Province players, but now the ball has been knocked on, and both ways, as Western Province now concede possession. So now an attacking opportunity for Central Province. Scrum in the opponent's half, as the little scrum half feeds, but good pressure coming in. However, the ball secured for Central Province. The winger going backwards, but decides to put his head down and run straight and hard. Now the youngster puts a boot to ball, but he was tackled a bit late, as the penalty goes in favor of Central Province, and the quick tap taken. Now the ball sent through the hands to the far touchline. Defenders rushing in, but the tackles aren't disciplined, as here goes Radisha. Seem to have put on a bit of weight after retiring from club rugby, but still the drive and passion to play the game he loves. The referee, well, the touch judge seemed to have put his flag out, but the referee continues to go. The number 9 spinning and weaving his way through, step in, unable to beat the final defender, and well, the referee says that the tackler did not show enough daylight.
Yes, and looks like the touch judge has his flag up as well. So the referee will have a conversation. Probably spotted a bit of foul play, maybe that tackle on Radisha. So looks like one of the Western Province players is going to be called up. Has been deemed as a high tackle, so he'll be spending a couple of minutes on the sidelines. An opportunity for Central to capitalize on. So interesting call for the penalty. Central have opted for a scrum. Just make use of the 3-on-2 situation out wide, but they got to get the ball out wide. Not sure that was the correct option. It's a bit of a tough call. Thought that the number 12 had rights to the ball, showing his disgust, and the referee has given another 10 meters. Central spreading the ball out wide. Fortunately, a bounce ball. Not being able to hold on to it. As a result, a bit of a reprieve for Western Province. Just need to manage the next 90 seconds or so. From that penalty, Romario, they called for a scrum, and you have your scrum off trying to attack on the blind side when there's a 3-on-2 advantage out wide. Not the best call.
Indeed, I think at least to test the defenders out, he needs to just send it through the hands. But that's that. Radisha trying to outhook from the hooker position, but the cross kick coming in The ball bouncing up and sitting up for the Central Province player. Good tackles coming in. But the penalty goes in the to the favor of Western Province.
Yes, I think the call there was the player did release the ball, but he was on his knees when he recollected it again. Got to be on your feet. So another unforced error. Just not helping Central Province's cause. They had their opportunities. First from that penalty from which they opted to go for a scrum. And the scrum half deciding to go on the short side. And then at that breakdown, just not releasing the ball. Or rather releasing but not staying on their feet. Collecting it again while he was on his knees. So a penalty as a result for Western Province. And they will go to touch very correctly and just try and run the clock down a bit more until they get their full complement of players back, which they have done now. So Central Province not being able to make use of the advantage which they had in terms of an extra man. Nice clean line out. Western spread it out wide. Do well. Retain possession. This is good by Western Province. Not sure that was the best option. Central Province, they've got the numbers out wide if they can get it out. Do they have a speeds out wide to put the finishing touches? Nonetheless, he has done well to keep the ball in play. Nice offload. Needs support around him.
Good ball and all tackle, bringing the player down.
Yes, Western Province shifting the ball out wide. Will they be able to score on half time? And yes, they have. Brilliant response by Central Province. Wonderful try on the stroke of half time.
Some lovely hands coming in, keeping the ball alive. And it's also good to see the attackers coming in support. And there was ample players out on the wings for Central Province. And on the stroke of half time, they level the scores. 7 points all with 7 minutes gone. And the first half comes to an end.
Yes, what an enthralling first half that was. Worthy of a final. 7 points all going into the second half. The first few exchanges, it looked like Western Province were going to dominate the final, but Central Province just hanging in there, and on the stroke of half time, scoring a try to even things up. And we can look forward to an entertaining second half as we look at the highlights of that first half. The number 13 going over for the Western Province's sole try with the kickoff, and then with the last play of that first half, Central Province striking back to even things up at 7-all. So welcome back to the Racecourse for the second half of this inter-provincial final. And what a second half we can look forward to. Central Province on the stroke of half-time equalizing with a try, converted try. So it's 7 points all. Lovely back of the hand pass. Western Province have just gained confidence as this final has progressed. Ball spread out wide. Central Province playing with a lot more confidence. Fortunately, an unforced error. So it'll be a scrum in favor of Western. Both these teams throwing everything at each other. Romario in this final, as the final has progressed, Central Province have definitely upped their game after conceding that try with the very first move of the final.
Indeed, I think they have managed to find their feet and settle into it, and the Western Province players as well not doing themselves any favors by missing a few tackles, and of course not forgetting the yellow card, just adding to their woes. And now Western Province find themselves under a bit of pressure. However, they are back to their full complement.
Central launching an attack, but Western Province defense holding strong, but nonetheless managed to keep the ball alive. And Western Province unfortunately kicking ahead, not reaching the chasers' hands. So position turned over. Western Province looking to launch an attack, but everyone just seemed bunched up. So there will be no advantage. So referee will come back for the knock-on.
Quite unfortunate there. A good chip and chase coming in, but the ball just did not sit up as it was knocked on. But quite a flamboyant option. But having said that, the player who broke through did not have any support, so he was pretty much going for the flamboyant option. But now Central Province have turned over position.
Yes, some really good work at scrum time. Central need to make it count. Big counter ruck by Western Province. That's we've seen that a couple of times, isn't it? A bit passive at the breakdown, the offensive team, and the defensive team launching a counter ruck and then forcing an error on occasions, turning position over as well.
That's also a good awareness shown by the defensive player. He sees that the attacker just goes and loiters at the breakdown, and he makes full use out of it.
Western Province with a feed into the scrum. Again, good pressure applied by Central, resulting in a loose ball. Number 6 thought that the ball is out of the ruck, but referee didn't seem to agree. Referee has his hands out for an advantage, and will Central be able to put the finishing touches to that move? Yes, they do, but only just. And to make matters worse, looks like referee will be sending a Western Province player to the bin as well. That was for cynical play, not retreating the 10 meters. So a double whammy for Western Province. And Central, to their credit, have hung in there and have managed to seize the advantage. Conversion not successful, so it's 12 points to 7. Just about 2.5 minutes to go, and the Central with a one-man advantage as well.
Now just put the restart deep into the opponent's half and make them attack from deep inside. Here comes Western Province. The number 13 try scorer gives it out to Evon, if I have not mistaken. He puts on some footwork, Lovely step coming in, and he seems to be through and running it under the post for Western Province, and well, they strike back straight away.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Under tremendous pressure. Man down as well, and that's the kind of play you want to step up for your team. That's exactly what that lad has done. Wonderful bit of footwork. Didn't have much space to work with, but good footwork and a wonderful turn of speed. Putting the finishing touches, and the Western Province going to the lead. 14 points to 12 as we enter the final 90 seconds of this grand final. And what a final it has been so far.
$14 points to 12. Western Province grabbed the lead straight away, back in their favor. Now the restart. Knocked back, and here goes the number 4 for Western Province. One man to beat, does manage to do so. Well, momentum takes him over, and that seems to be that. Western Province have somehow managed to bounce back.
Yeah, well, what a response. They were down a player as well, but just everyone just lifting their game 20%, you'd have to say. And Central Province just don't understand what has hit them. Just shows, Romario, sometimes when you are under the pump, that collective effort just comes to the fore, as we have seen. Conversion not successful, but Western Province still enjoying a 7-point lead. Just about 10 seconds to go.
Indeed, and I think that try, the effort from the number 1, I think it sure did lift his teammates. And they hunted in packs down for that restart, and somehow the offloads stuck. And now just a couple of seconds to hold on. Here goes Central Province.
Yes, will they be able to respond? Need a converter try to send this game into extra time. Just looking for options. Western Province doing well to maintain their defensive line. Done well to retain possession. Will look to spread it out wide. Will they have someone who can create something for them? And they have knocked the ball on. And will that be it? Yes, it is. What a wonderful final we've witnessed. Western Province and Central Province throwing everything at each other. And Western Province pulled the game in their favor when they had 6 players on the park with 2 unanswered tries. Central Province just in between that middle part of the game definitely looked to be the better team, but unfortunately not being able to finish things off, and as a result Western Province men's annex this final 19 points to 12, and along with their women's team have managed to achieve the double.
Great comeback by Western Province. They did, of course, manage to score first. Trailed for just a couple of minutes, but from then on, 2 tries in the dying embers, and Western Province secure a great victory.
Yes, well, what a wonderful final it has been, regardless of the result. Just the kind of games you want to see, going right down to the very end. Central Province did have a chance as well to even things up, but some good composed defense by the Western lads, thwarting whatever Central Province threw at them, and as a result emerging 19 points to 12 victors. So these are the highlights. Western Province drew first blood with the kickoff virtually. Central Province responding immediately with a try of their own to even things up at 7-all, and that's how it ended up at half-time. And then in the second half, it was Central Province who drew first blood, barging over for their second try. And at this moment, Western lost the player to the bin as well, but that's where things changed for them, you'd have to say. It was sparked by their number one with a brilliant individual effort to retake the lead, 14 points to 12, and then an unforced error which the Western lads were brilliant to pounce on, and their number 4 using momentum to go over for the winning try, and with that they managed to end up victors in this Governor's Trophy Provincial Sevens tournament.
12 points to 19. Western Province securing the men's final. 3 tries, 2 conversions. 2 tries, 1 conversion for the lads from the Central Province. The Westerners running away with the double, securing the women's and the men's segments.
So that's it from the racecourse. Thank you very much for joining us here today, as we enjoyed bringing this coverage to you from Romario, myself and the production team. Till we meet again next time, take care and have a pleasant evening.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Catch me howling at the moon.